Hi everyone, thank you very much for watching this video, and I decided to create a video about the types of e-commerce activities that you will encounter in any country around the world and some of the recent observations. Although the examples that I will be giving you for this presentation will focus on the Philippines, but nevertheless, I think the insight that I will share in this topic will also be beneficial regardless of where you are in the world watching this video. So let me start. Um, by sharing my screen, and then let's discuss the different types of e-commerce activities. I think what also prompted me to create this video was when you're looking for e-commerce business model types. Usually these are some of the topics that are often discussed. But when we talk about e-commerce business model, it's not on there are two components of it, one of which is how the business is being conducted, but at the same time the other component would be how is the revenue generated. So what I hope to do after this video is I'm going to create a video as well that will explain how is revenue generated from these online transactions. So let's get started. Now, often than not, when we talk about e-commerce activities, usually the common words that we would hear would be B2C or business to consumer. And this is when a business sell its products to consumers or potential users of the product or service. There's also business to business or B2B, when a business buys product or service from another business, or when a business sells their products or service to another business. There's also business to government, when a business offers their product or service to government offices. And there's also C2B or C2G, where consumer to business, when a consumer sells goods or services to businesses or to government. So let us look at some examples for this one. No? So when you look at business to consumer, like I'm showing two websites here, like in the case of regaloservice.com, which is a gift site. If you visit that site, you can buy items that you can use for yourself or give it as a gift to someone else. There's also focalsite.shop, which focuses more for selling eyewear and eye care related products, and even booking a home service consultation with an optometrist. No, so all of these are examples of business to consumer transaction. For business to business, I think one interesting example would be the case of Payo.Asia. So for Payo, you go to Payo.Asia and sign up and create an account. And then after discussions, negotiations, and signing of agreements, then you will be able to, if you are an online seller and you want to accept cash on delivery nationwide, and you don't want to get tied down to one service provider, and you would like to work with as many service providers as possible that can offer the best rates, and at the same time manage your collections, lessen the return to sender type of transactions, then you would like to deal with a service provider like Payo.Asia. So you deal with Payo.Asia as a business, dealing with them, and through dealing with them, you're also dealing with the courier partner or the courier network who will handle your cash on delivery type of transactions. All right. An example of business to government, although this is a government website, is PhilJEPS, or the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System. So if you go to PhilJEPS, you will be able to see a lot of open opportunities of projects in government where you can bid. So if you are a business entity, you can go there and you can check the offerings, and then you can also make an offer and you can bid on the projects that are posted there. So this is an opportunity for businesses to approach government and offer their products and services, meeting some of the requirements or open opportunities that the government agency has. No? An example of consumer to business, one thing that I thought of would be job sites. So when you go to job sites like Job Street, You as a consumer can or as a person can create your profile, can upload your resume, where in essence you are offering your services to employers for hiring, whether for permanent position, casual position, intern, or depending on the job or opportunity that is posted on the website. Another example of consumer to government, also from the same context, would be the likes of PhilJobNet, where you can go online and offer your service to the government, no? Meeting some of the job opportunities, um, exploring the job opportunities that the government has, and applying for those opportunities. Other types of e-commerce activities also includes consumer to consumer or C2C, government to consumer, where the government provides consumers means for e-filing, e-payment, or e-permit, G2G or government to government. There's also government to business, and I'd like to also in my case, I would also like to use the word P. I'm not saying that P or professionals are now a standard, but I would like to use that idea as well, which is the G2P or government to professionals, where government provides again businesses and professionals means for e-filing, e-payment, and electronic permit. So an example of a consumer to consumer, of course, the most common would be you going to Facebook or Instagram and start selling your products and services to fellow users of the website. Although when you look at platforms like Airbnb, especially on how they started, it started with people owning a home and wanting to sublease a portion of their home, like maybe a room, or maybe if you have a property where no one is staying but you would like to offer it for others to rent it. So that is an example of you going out there and trying to monetize some of your existing assets, but not necessarily as a business, but more of just trying to generate some income and provide that homestay type of experience, or the homey like type of experience for travelers who are also consumers themselves. So it for me, it's a sense where a homeowner, which is also a consumer, trying to offer their facilities, and another person wanting to avail of these facilities, they end up meeting in platforms like Airbnb and be able to transact with one another, where most of them are not businesses to begin with. But of course, nowadays you're seeing also a lot of registered businesses offering their services through platforms like Airbnb, no? But definitely other examples of C2C would be the Instagram types, where consume Instagram or Facebook, where people would join communities and offering their homemade goods, or maybe offering their services to people who might be in need. So person to person, helping each other in the process, or trading with one another. An example of government to consumer would be the PSA Service, no? The Philippine Statistics Authority Service, which this is where you go to the website of PSA, and here you will be able to order a birth certificate, marriage certificate, death certificate, or certificate of no marriage record that you may use for your documentary requirements, whether you are traveling, trying to get a passport, or where these documents are required to be presented. All right. An example of government to business, I think, would be the social security system, since all of the employers in the Philippines are required to pay the social security of their employees and through the social security system. So this is a government office offering a facility for businesses so that they can provide the necessary social security benefits to their employees, and doing it through this platform. Another example would be government to professionals. So, like in the case of the Professional Regulation Commission websites, which basically handles all the examinations, board exams of professionals. So, this is where professionals go to um, apply for examination services, and I think even checking out the processing their continuing professional development, and um, getting information for renewal, among others, are being done through this website, no, for the Professional Regulation Commission. And for government to government, there's the Government Service Insurance System. If the SSS is for the private sector, GSIS is for the government, no. So government agencies who would like to provide social security benefits to their employees typically do it through the government service insurance system. And additional an interesting platform also for government to government sharing of data will be through the data.gov.ph initiative, where you will see different forms of data, different types of data being shared in the same platform, so that government agencies who need those data can go to this and access those data sets, no, so that they can help each other and use that information for the decision making or program creation in their respective government agencies. And I think even the private sector um, can can benefit from this, no. Additional examples of e-commerce activities can include professional to business, like professionals offering their services to businesses, or professionals offering their services to fellow professionals, professionals offering their services to government, and professionals offering services to consumers, offering their services to consumers. I think an interesting platform for professionals to business would be the kind of online jobs.ph. So this is where people go online, where businesses who are looking for online for virtual workers that they can hire, they can check out this platform. And if you are a virtual worker and you would like to offer your services to businesses, marketing yourself as a professional, having a certain expertise, then you can go to platforms like Online Jobs PH. Another example, which in this scenario is professionals to consumer, you have websites like gawin.ph that allows you to hire service providers for your everyday needs, no, like whether for home repair or other types, or maybe a coach or an organizer, where you can hire a professional service provider or a professional person who can handle that service. Then you can do it in platforms like gawin.ph. Another example would be the likes of Medgate. And I guess it can also apply to Easy Consult, where you can go online, create an account, and give yourself the opportunity to have doctors or medical professionals serve you and take care of you, or take care or answer your health related concerns through this platform. For professionals to professionals, I think one of the interesting platforms that you can see out there would be LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a platform where professionals can communicate with one another. So they have premium solutions, and they also have sales solutions, like in the case of LinkedIn Sales Navigator, where you as a professional can use the platform to reach out to other professionals in your network, whether for purposes of building relationships or for purposes of maybe offering your services in the future. But in this case, it's really a hub for um, where professionals can communicate with other professionals uh, in the industry of their choosing. No? So, like in my case, if I'm organizing an event and I would like to invite professionals in the banking sector, if I'm doing a survey and I would like to contact professionals in the outsourcing sector, and I would like to meet potential contacts and be able to properly introduce myself and maybe ask for their help or communicate with them, then using platforms like this one can be a powerful tool. No? It gets a lot of the basic research work covered. You also have professionals to government. I'm not so sure whether this is the right term for this, but I'm guessing that this can also be appropriate. So, like, you can go to service providers or portals like Taxumo, where you can create an account And using the platform, it will allow you to transact with government. So instead of you going to the government office directly, you can use a third party platform, and this third party platform can handle your transaction with the government, whether for the creation of your business, for the filing of your taxes, for filing of or any tax related reports. It can be done through the system. So in a sense, it's an intermediary for you to be able to comply with your government requirements, no, tax compliance. So actually, I think there are more and more opportunities for us to do e-commerce online, and the type of activities are growing. Now you can also see the field of entertainment also expanding with the kind of things that you can do online, and I look forward sharing them in the future, in our future videos discussing different types of e-commerce activities as it continuously expands. So thank you very much for watching this video.